Are you surprised of the gap?
Yeah, I am.
I am a little bit too, to be honest.
I kind of want to try, I'm not going to lie.
Let's go. Let's do it. Giddy up.
All right, guys, welcome back to another Power Wars video. We're back here at GPP with Jay and everyone. Today, we're going to take you through my fitting and the new Titleist GT stuff.
Tell me what we got right here. What are we trying to beat up on?
We have an old Titleist TS3.
Okay, so that's kind of, we'll call it 5-6 years from now.
Yeah, probably 6
years. So we're like
more.
three gens out. Tell me about the shaft that you have.
I have a graphite design Tour AD 6X. Kind of just like always wanted to play it, bought it, threw it in there.
And it works. So we're going to baseline what this thing is. We're going to throw the new GT in there, and we're going to see what the difference is. What we've done is we've taken his gamer shaft, which is a Tour AD Di6X, and thrown that right into the new GT. And it's a GT3, 10 degree. His old TS3 was a 10.5, so half degree loft difference. We've got the weights within 1.5 grams of each other, so the overall swing weight, overall weight of the golf club is very, very tight. This is basically an apples to apples comparison with your gamer shaft.
Yeah, and they're both D1 setting. Yeah.
D1 setting. Yeah, we haven't changed the face configuration or the loft. First thing I want you to do is take a look down at that. What do you see?
It's just nice. It's like that pear shape. It looks deeper than mine.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just looks like sleeker.
Okay. I want you to go ahead and set up to the ball. Do you notice any difference? Open, closed, where that sweet spot is in the club face? Does that look any different?
It sits more open, I think, than the last one, but
Okay.
I like that. Like, I used to fight the hooks, so I want it to like point right in my eye kind of thing.
Okay, so Chad, we've been through this once before. Your feedback, ideally every shot. Okay, one ball in. First time you've hit this golf club?
Yeah, it's hot.
Feels hot.
Yeah.
Sounds a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different sound for sure.
Okay.
Feels hot.
Okay, all right.
Like that didn't feel like a great swing and Lately one.
Oh boy. Yeah, that really sucks. That's the full Hideki right there.
That's like, you just
one-handed 290 down the middle, 280 down the middle.
You take it, but it's like, you just know you missed it.
Yep.
That's a high toe. Toe ball. All right. One more. I got to square one up here. Toey still, but better.
Okay, let's throw your head back on.
Yeah.
So what I'd love to do now is just go back into the fancy data here and see, okay, although we're starting to see a bit of a change, 10 balls each with each golf club. From a club delivery standpoint, kind of 6-toe, 4 mils low is average, 7-toe, 3 mils low is average. Standard deviations are about the same. Same loft, 10 degrees,
yeah.
D1 setting, haven't changed anything there. Before you start ripping away though, give me some feedback on what that looks like.
It looks like a drawn back version of mine.
So your eye goes to the back of the golf club,
yeah.
Right? Does it look like it's a longer face as well? Or not so much?
I don't really pay attention to the face. It's more just like the shape and like the length kind of I'm paying attention to. I always thought the TS3 was like kind of bubbly, like especially down in the heel.
Yeah.
Like, and then like the I and the R were very pear-shaped.
Okay.
So this is kind of more the shape of my driver.
So that would seem to me like possibly a comforting feel.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Okay, good. All right. That low heel?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't suck.
No. It feels toey.
Okay. Closer to the button?
Yeah, that one felt better.
Yeah.
I do like the shape of this.
Okay.
It's not that I don't like the shape of the other one. It's just, like we said, that one's been in my bag for how long, and this thing is pretty identical to it. Bit swipey, but still good. Goodness. Fell out of that.
Okay. Tap the brakes here for a sec.
Yep.
5 balls in here with this.
Okay.
This is kind of cool as we start to look at the effect of spin. So as we add spin, most people think we add spin with the driver, we hit it crooked.
Yeah.
We actually hit it straight. As that spin rate gets down to kind of low 2000s, all of a sudden this becomes less stable
wonky.
and it really wants to dive. And those are those duck hooks and high toe misses. What we're seeing here though is we're actually seeing a really big change. So if we now take your, I'm just going to just take your gamer out and just go, oops, I forgot to put the 2 on there, but GT3 versus GT2, everything the same. We saw a little drop in ball speed, but we saw a huge jump in spin rate. Okay?
Yeah.
It's actually a tighter window, but we're just seeing that we saw launch go up just fractionally. Yeah. What I'd love to do though now is I want to try you in the GT2 in a 9 degree.
Sure.
See what that does. And once we're done doing that, I think this isn't better. We'll go back to the GT3, maybe play with weight just a little bit because we can move weight around just a little bit.
Was it the heavier weight in the 3?
Yeah. Did it feel heavier?
A little touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this one. I'm just not in the GT2.
Yeah.
The weight goes in the back.
Yeah.
And I was worried about adding weight.
Totally.
Increasing spin.
Yeah.
And so just where that weight was going. Club fit creeper right over there. Yeah?
Locker room corner boy.
So we just went from a GT2 10 degree to a 9 degree.
Well, I've always been used to seeing loft on a driver.
Yeah, you don't see it now, right?
I see it more than I thought I was going to.
Okay, interesting.
I think they darkened up the lines.
The lines are actually they're more vivid.
Yeah.
The vertical lines on the club face are darker.
So I think it's almost looking like more loft because of that.
I've had different reactions from different players on what they see. And for some players, it's affecting how much loft they see. Some players, it's affecting whether it looks open or closed. Yeah. So what we see visually is very player dependent. So let's go ahead. Let's just see what the 9 degree does.
Missed it a bit. Wasn't bad.
Still a little bit low in the face.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Loft did help us maybe bring spin down just a little bit.
Yeah. That felt better.
Okay. So one of the things, just a reminder, Chad, when we go through a club fitting, is that I know the right to left Chad's going to show up.
Oh yeah.
At some point in time.
It'll be there.
So when we're seeing kind of heel cut Chad spinning it at 27, 28, 29, I'm kind of okay with that, because if heel cut Chad is spinning it at 24, high toe draw Chad.
Oh, it's gonna dip.
It's gonna be
yeah, it's gonna look like you.
So I'm okay with what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
And oftentimes when we do club fitting and we don't this is what a lot of people frustrate, oh, I'm not swinging the best right now. I'm like, well, let's see what you got. That's actually kind of why we ever want to upgrade technology.
I would rather see what my miss is like.
Our B game, C game shows up all the time.
Better strike, I just kind of fell back on it.
Okay.
kind of tried to turn that one, and I definitely did.
You fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is cool. So this shot's going to show up in the wild. Let's take a look at spin rates. Are we functional? Okay.
Yeah.
2400, 2370. Like, if that shot, high toe, slightly high toe, close out in with a closed face, if that shows up with old driver,
It's dipping.
I bet you that's 1600 RPMs.
Oh yeah.
And yes, you're offline, but you're out of play.
It's a good toe bang. That felt good.
Okay, so this is what I'm watching you do now, Chad's led me to think about another experiment I'd like to try with you. Is
I'm pretty open-minded.
Heard that before. What I'm seeing is as we take away loft on the golf club,
Yeah.
you're an athlete, you're adding loft
Yeah.
at delivery. So we're actually not seeing loft numbers from a delivery standpoint change. We're actually seeing angle attack go up, which is not uncommon for a better player to say, oh, it's almost like the reverse effect happens.
Yeah.
So I want to actually go back into the GT3
Okay.
because I'm not convinced, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm not convinced that the GT2, I think it spins
Just too much.
too much, okay? And so we were talking about, I'm actually gonna take this weight, and we can move this weight around if you wanna take a look at the GT3 weight. So changes, so TS3, actually there's this big tube that goes in it, and there's weight on either side of this tube. You can see it goes all the way back. It's only kind of in the one spot in the back. The GT2 also has different weights that we can put in the back of the golf club. So the more weight we put in the back, typically, the higher the MOI of the golf club is going to have. And we also tend to see a little more spin as well for those. So we're battling spin. GT3, typically for the higher spin player, there's a little weight in there. It slides back and forth. I'm actually going to take this one out and go back to the weight that we had in the other GT3. I might actually just steal it out of there.
These are so much sleeker than the last ones.
Yeah, they look pretty cute, don't they?
Just even like the TSR2 was so long.
Yeah, the shape's absolutely changed
Yeah.
for sure.
Which one are you feeling the most right now?
The 2's super forgiving, and you can tell that, and
Yeah.
like it launches super easy. But it's like, with how much it's spinning right now, I can't play that.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit out of your spin window. Back into D1. Now we got 9 degrees, so we've taken 1 degree aloft. 1 degree is not very much. Remember, there's between 12 o'clock and 1 second on our watch is 6 degrees. So when we're talking about 1 degree, it's like, oh, that's a lot. Well, not really, but it can have. It's a big deal at 300 yards.
Yeah. We got GT3 9 degrees D1. Everything's been D1.
So we haven't messed with face at all.
No. Bottom. Is this that heavy weight still?
It is. You want to go lighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just like, the timing's just that little off with that.
These things are like 1.5 grams apart. So,
You could feel it, as crazy as it is.
okay. All right.
Is this just the stock one?
This is the stock.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that high toe?
Not really. Like,
No.
it felt okay. Like, strike-wise,
okay.
just a little bullet.
A little flatter.
Yeah.
Okay, so launches down kind of 7.5 degrees.
That's high toe.
Okay, that's the ball I wanted to see with that loft.
I feel like I gotta work this one in the air a bit more.
Okay, I'm gonna impose a little bias.
Okay.
So you just launched that at 14,
Yeah.
and you did work it in the air. That's the highest angle of attack you've had so far.
Okay.
Right now, you're trying to solve this launch problem with what you see with angle of attack.
Yeah.
We're trying to solve a spin problem
Yeah.
at the same time. So your strike bias vertically is below center.
Okay.
So if we have a strike bias that's slightly above center, because that golf club is round, we're actually gonna get a higher launch
Yeah.
while simultaneously getting the advantage of spin. So
Yeah.
one of the reasons I like the 9 degree idea is it might force you as a good player to find the part on the golf club that hits the ball where you want it to go. So
Yeah.
without changing your golf swing, without changing anything, I think if we go back to kind of your stock delivery, angle of attack, call it 1 degree up, 2 degrees up.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a lot of players tee it low. Deep face driver. I think we just need to maybe just be comfortable teeing it a little bit higher, using the actual curvature of the face to get the golf ball up in the air while taking spin off. So we can see that you're 12 mils toe, 8 mils high.
Yeah.
That's the ball that I'm always afraid of for a good player, swinging at 114, 115, 116, doing this. So we kept it just under 2,100 RPMs. That's a great mess.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep on going.
That's that little kind of what we've been doing all day, just slightly low, but good.
292 whining. Okay, that
That's more squared up.
is downtown.
Listen, I'm going first.
The white change feels a lot better.
Okay. This is a good ball for us to look at. When we hit it perfect, and those delivery numbers from face to path, face to path relationship, loft, spin loft, impact point, all of those things, angle of attack, awesome, really, really good. 2,300 RPMs. That's so.
Do that every time.
Yeah, it's easy.
A little swipey.
Okay, 300 swipe.
Yeah.
I like your spin is starting to get tighter.
Yeah.
I know that was offline a little bit, but it was not more offline than a bunch of other balls.
This is like, this feels a lot closer to like the head weight I'm used to. The other one, it was like I just couldn't quite time it up.
Okay.
It was toey.
Oh my god.
Okay, so there's a high toe miss again.
Yeah.
Out to in with a closed face, so that's not a great delivery.
No, that felt like,
Okay,
yeah,
but
you
we
gotta
still,
save it.
but we're still keeping spin rate into a functional range. You're gonna hit bad shots. We just don't see the diver.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 3 or 4 more with this one, okay? Because I think we might be onto something here. Okay,
that's
so
the,
you're
kind of that same one, like that
your golf
toey
swing's
one.
starting to change with this golf club,
Yeah.
knowing what you have to do, which is interesting.
It was a bit heely. That was kind of like the more cutty swing feeling with the other ones.
Okay, so your Healy cut's going 292 now, not 266. Okay, so spins down to 2,700 versus
Like
3,600,
yeah.
3,500. Okay. Oh, this is good though, because we're starting to get some of those low heel strikes,
Yeah.
high toe strikes, part of the mix of shots, so that we can have a apples to apples comparison.
It's bottomy as well.
Okay, look at it. Good. They weren't all perfect strikes.
Not all.
No, it's good. This is real life,
That's
right?
yeah. That's golf.
Let's just go gamer versus that.
Okay.
What do we see? We're downrange. We're faster.
Yeah.
Look what we've done. We've knocked off 750 RPMs a spin. Ball speed's up 2.5 miles an hour. This is kind of what I would expect. Okay, over a larger data set to see ball speed go up. Now, so I want to take a look just quickly at club data. What we're doing here, we saw, where's angle of attack? We actually saw angle of attack change by taking your loft away. You fixed it with angle of attack.
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's better. You swung at about the same speed, a 114 with both. The good news with this driver is we can still go up and down. We can go up and loft 1.5 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go from 9 to what would be 10.5, which is where your old driver is at, and we can go down another 3/4 degree to 8.25. Like if I had to choose right now, like if we're gonna go play in a pro-am, you're putting that driver in your bag. Like not even a question.
Fair.
We might mess around a little bit with head weight, but that's easily better than what you have now.
Yeah.
So when I look at what are we even doing here? We've got tighter spin, got tighter dispersion. We're like, that's not nothing, right?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
20 yards.
carrying it longer than I was rolling out.
Right. Right? It's literally flying what your ball was doing.
Yeah,
And you hit yours crappy a bunch of times. I didn't take your crappy shots out of this one.
no.
Okay. So it's like a real, I think it's a pretty good set of data. We go into fancy data. Do hit it a little bit lower.
Yeah,
A couple yards lower on peak height. You're getting there in different ways. The launch is basically the same.
Okay.
Within half a degree of launch, but 750 RPMs of spin. And you can absolutely hit yours at 2,500 RPM. Those are the big tomahawks down the middle with a bit of a draw.
yeah,
Maybe toe strikes. But that spin window standard deviation is 500 RPM versus standard deviation of just over 300. So it's kind of what we predicted. It's good. It's supposed to be better, right?
Yeah, I'll take that.
You're about to, like, if you're going to drop a bunch of cash on a new driver, it actually has to be better, not just shinier.
Oh,
right?
God, yeah.
Keep it away from these bozos so they don't step on it, right?
Yeah. Bunch of idiots over there. Yeah.
Thanks for pointing over there.
Yeah.
What else do we want to experiment with? Like, you've got, so if we're going down this path, do we want to mess about with some shafts a little bit more? But you've kind of got a thing that you like. Tell me what you're thinking.
I kind of want to try Ventus. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Giddy up.
That's the other thing he's been talking a lot about.
Yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by this shaft.
Are you surprised at the gap?
Yeah, I am.
I am a little bit too, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Some of those ones with my gamer, I hit quite bad.
Yes, you did.
And yeah, like I always say I'm kind of around that like 280-ish mark, but I know I can like pop it out. So to see like 279, I think is pretty accurate as like a total. Like that's the thing, like on course, it is a lot of like that T-low fairway finder and having it in my bag to pull it out like a wide open par 5 and kind of let one go. This is the Ventus TR6X.
It's a TR Blue.
TR Blue, sorry. Feels good. No real different.
Do we need to change that grip to a mid-size?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I'm used to holding something pretty small.
Okay.
That felt pretty good.
Looked a little spinny to me. I think that's going to be in the high twos. Was that low heel?
Probably low. Felt like,
2,600?
I don't know,
No,
even.
it's
That was a
just
good
0 in
strike.
the heel. Pretty good. What do I know?
yeah.
So here's an interesting thing. A little different shaft.
Yeah.
Deliver a little more loft. Okay, that's a 9-degree head. So we got launch. So that was dead center strike. Normal 2-degree angle. So we've got maybe 1.5 degrees loft. So
Okay.
one of the things most people don't understand is that a shaft is doing a whole bunch of things
Oh, yeah.
throughout the course of the golf swing. As the grip slows down, as we kind of pull it up, every shaft at impact is kicking forward. So
Yeah.
the way that shaft kicks forward, where it kicks forward from starts to affect face angle, absolutely, and the amount of loft. So this is just responding to this club head just a little bit different than what you had.
Yeah. That's a heely one.
Okay.
It's launched higher.
Okay.
That was good. It kicks different. It's
Yeah, it's-
smooth, but it does kick different for sure.
Okay, you're in the blue, which is a little bit on the smoother side. The red's going to tend to kick the golf ball up. And for guys who maybe fight a little bit of the right,
Yeah.
the red tends to have a little bit, help players close the club face. In my hand, I've got the black.
I don't really want something to help it not go right.
You want it to go right.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's do this right now then.
I don't like a big kick. Same head, just TR black now. Oh, 7X.
So we kind of went up. You said you've lived in the 70-gram world before.
Yeah.
You said you want to make sure that this thing never goes left. I'm going to try and help you with that.
You feel it's heavier, but I feel like it feels like a good heavy.
Okay.
Like I think I like I've never been fit before really, so like the stock head weight feels really good, and like I'm fine with the heavy club, and I think I'm realizing it's like the overall weight like through the shaft feels good to me too.
One of the things that we find is that for a lot of players, especially better players, the assumption is if you go lighter, you're going to go faster.
Yeah.
I had a fellow in earlier today at 55-gram X. He's like, yeah, I just went for the lightest, stiffest shaft I could get because I wanted to swing it the fastest. And we go into a 70-gram shaft. and he gains 2 miles an hour. So that's the athlete responding to the weight that's in the golf club. So at a certain point in time, we can go to an 80 gram. I think I have an 8X there too. So let's try this. This is a little bit heavier. You said you wanted boardy. I think this is pretty boardy.
A little high, little
Okay.
toe.
Not left.
That's really toe.
Not left.
Gear effect, buddy.
That's actually a pretty darn good miss for.
That's a great miss.
That's a
That
fantastic.
fell off the planet miss.
Alive.
This feels nice.
What yardage are you looking for, Chad?
I don't want to see the big spinner, and I don't want to see like a huge like off the planet. That's kind of the thing.
I think spin's starting to get a little bit on the low side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like what it's doing. We're starting to see 2100, 2000. So I want to just hit a few more, see what happens.
I like how like stable it feels. And it's like what you were just saying where like someone came in with like a 5X, but it's like you can be faster like the more confidence you have in it.
We're on ball 57,
Yeah.
lesser warm-ups, and
We're getting quicker.
you're going faster. So
Yeah.
whenever I see a player at the end of a session start to go a little bit faster, and this isn't to diminish the athlete that you are, like trust me, that's a good sign.
The big smile on him. He's smiling more than me.
I was actually surprised the peanut gallery stayed quiet as long as they did.
That would be the nice part, I think. Like when you're asking, like, what am I looking for? If I could have like my misses stay like 3, like not have a 3 in front of it.
Yeah, or like
Or a
almost a 4.
Yeah,
Right?
if it's like 3000s, like the big miss, like that would be nice.
Let's just try to turn a couple over. Let's see what happens if we get a couple closed club face. Now, that might be harder to do with the shaft. I don't know.
Line ball. Kick right. Missed the line.
I missed the line. There
There it is.
That's like a toe banger for sure.
It's a
That's
toe.
dipping out. Go! Go!
So it's not the 320 that's awesome. It's-
1300, like I said, yeah.
Right? So that's the shot that I worry about. Sure, that goes. a lo-
Absolutely.
That's the one I don't like. So we talked you into it,
It's true.
right? We talked you into it. So it's not what you'd normally do.
Here's one for you. What about the 2 with that shaft?
Let's do it.
Like, I don't know if the 7 is the play, just like maybe it's a 6.
You know, it might be a 7 in blue
Yeah,
because the blue is a little bit smoother. I find the black quite dirty.
I liked it, to be honest.
You did, eh?
I
What-
did.
So the non-TR
Yeah.
is like boardy. There's a bunch of guys on tour that have it, but they're like the studs, right? They're really long guys.
So I'm in that category,
You,
you'd say?
you know what? I can't believe I haven't tried it yet.
This is the GT2 9 degrees, but same shaft. The Ventus TR 7X Black. Should spin slightly more.
We certainly did see it in your gamer shaft. We saw the spin rates go up. So I love to just see, I think it's a great experiment. Like we're
Yeah.
going to go through this process. In the past, the 2 and the 3 have looked so different. It was almost like visually impossible to go back and forth
Yeah.
for better players. This actually looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks great. This
Like it-
looks like my gamer.
It looks like your TS3. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
That's like what you're saying out there, you know, kind of ball type, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd love to see like a little cut.
So we're hitting 300-yard cuts now.
Yeah, 23. And that's high toe 23. Might be onto something.
Okay, tell me what you feel with that shaft relative to your gamer, that 280i.
Like, I'm so used to mine that I don't like feel like a kick anymore. And then this does feel boardier. Like there's not as much moving in this for sure.
Okay.
But like I think I'm kind of like a big tip section kind of guy. Like I want like a stiff tip. Like I don't want to feel like a kick down there. There's a toe ball.
That is a tomahawk.
That's huge.
Okay, there we go. Now we're kind of that 10 mils high, 10 mils toe, square face. Like if that's your low spin number,
Yeah.
I think this is even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one was like getting a little dippy.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Or
I
it could get dippy.
like we talked you into closing the face, and
Yeah.
it certainly shut down to 1300. But this,
I can't miss more high toe than that.
That's pretty much as high as it's going to get. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe that one. That was a bad one.
That's your bad one. That bad one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No sooner said. You couldn't get higher than 10 and 11.
Yeah,
13,
we just
you're
did.
13 and 15.
We're skying the next one if we go
Pop,
any
yeah,
higher.
it's gonna. Oh, that's why the net's there.
Okay, perfect.
But the good news is, for that particular shot, went farther than your gamer average.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so as crappy as that was, you're like, oh, throw that fish back.
Yeah.
It's better than what you had before.
Like that's like the pretty, like I feel like stock gamer like swing, like fairway finder almost.
That's 300.
Yeah. Maybe low, but felt pretty good.
Okay, we're approaching ball 70 here. We're starting to run out of gas for high intent swings.
Yeah.
So our club head speed's dropped 3 miles an hour in the last 10 balls.
Yeah.
So which kind of is bringing us to a close, but what I'm seeing here, pretty darn happy with.
It's great.
It's interesting, there's a couple of setups that produce similar numbers. Now they're at different points in the fit.
Yeah.
Everything is beat your game.
Oh yeah.
Everything is beat your game.
Like
Which
not even close.
golf clubs are changing. There's 6 years of technology
Yeah.
that have, and the thing that credit to Titleist, always come out with the best looking, best sounding driver. Oftentimes they're a little bit slow. This is not slow.
This is not slow at
And it's
all.
also really forgiving. So we're seeing that same MOI story that we're seeing in the Ping story, the Titleist story, or sorry, the TaylorMade story, and the Callaway story. It's fabulous. Okay, so give me one more. Okay.
I think that's high toe. This thing's so forgiving. It's like hard to tell sometimes.
3 bills. Super forgiving. Okay. It was high, that's basically center.
Yeah.
So even that high miss still spins up there 2,200 RPMs. Love it. So what's your gut right now between the 2 and the 3? This is more forgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I honestly am almost leaning towards the 2.
Like there's not a wrong play. Like the 3 in your gamer shaft or the 2 in this shaft here, seeing very similar average spin rates, kind of 2,400 RPM. So low on those high impact location. We're seeing kind of 21, 22. Not seeing anything dipping down below 2.
No,
I didn't like that shaft combination with
the 3.
With the 3. It just
low
it solved the left, but if the left ever showed up, it was way left.
Yeah.
What do you think about maybe just a little bit heavier, going from a 60 to a 70 gram shaft?
That's fine. Like that's no real difference to me.
Okay.
No
Ultimately,
argument with that.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at a couple of the things that we know worked. Do a comparison here. Kind of same.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind your club head speed is dropping.
Yeah.
Okay? So your club head speed went down just a little bit here.
Yeah.
Strike got a little higher in the face. Not sure if that's.
There was a few that were real high up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure. And those would have knocked ball speeds down just a little bit.
Yeah.
But they would also kept with the launch up, we're still keeping the carry number. So split the difference. I think largely this is a comfort thing. When we start looking at this dispersion pattern, and we do see overall peak height of the GT2 in 9 degree.
Yeah.
We see that just a little bit higher. It's giving it a little bit steeper land angle. Okay, so we don't quite see the same rollout that we saw with the with the GT3, but overall, same number of shots. This dispersion,
That's tight.
that's pretty tight, man.
Yeah, you're not missing many fairways with
That
that
one
one.
is the bottom one?
The bottom
Yeah.
one is the orange one is a small circle. So both of them are dummying his gamer. So that's a really cool thing for us to see just how much tighter that dispersion is.
It just feels easy.
Okay, well, when golf looks good, feels easy.
Yeah, that's
We
kind
just
of
can't wait
the
to
right
go tee
call.
it up,
Yeah,
right? Can't wait to tee it up.
I could play that.
I think you're gonna play that.
I think I will.
I mean,
There's a good chance.
This is what we came up with. Went back and forth between a couple of the new Ventus line in the TR series. This is a Ventus Black and 7X. Ended up in the GT2, 9 degrees. Right now we're at stock loft. Might do like a post fit, like when the golf club comes. We kind of figure out, do we want to keep it at A1, D1? Where do we want to put it? Do we want to go up or down a little bit on loft? And really tweak that as you get the golf club in your hand. So looking forward to the opportunity to do that with you.
If you guys want to get your game dialed, I'm gaining 20 yards off the tee here. Come GPP, get fit by these guys. They don't just do fittings, they do lessons, the whole 9 yards for you here. So great facility, great crew. Happy to be here. Come on down.